You played for Coach Jones at Hawaii, you went to the NFL, and then there's been a little bit of a break for the last couple of years. You went to NFL and NFL Europe. How did you end up here coaching for Coach Jones and Coach Morrison? Did he reach out to you? Did you reach out to them? How did this come about?
It was definitely I reached out to him. When I was in Canada, you know, and it was kind of toward, you know, my fourth year of playing professional ball. I kind of realized that was the route I wanted to take. And I remember specifically asking Coach Jones on one of his golf charity events in Maui. I asked him, I asked him on the plane ride. I go, Coach, if you know, if I get my degree done, you know, can I come in, you know, graduate assistant under you? And he said, yeah, for sure. So I was in Canada as of 2011, and you know, I called him and I reached out to him after I graduated, and I told him, you know, I have my graduate degree. I'm looking into coaching, and he said, you know, just stay with it, and you know, when something opens up, you know, I'll contact you. So, you know, I went about my business, and I went home to Hawaii in the beginning of 2012, and I was looking forward to coaching a high school team as an offensive coordinator. I was getting into teaching and maybe even taking graduate classes and stuff to further my career and elsewhere, you know. But he reached out to me sometime this year, in maybe like April, I believe, and you know, I gladly accepted, and was eager to get out here and you know, learn from him.
So was this something that you thought of during your playing career in Canada or Europe, or is this something you always knew that eventually, when your playing days were over, I want to be a coach one day? You know,
I don't think I was in the coaching aspect when I was playing. I think when I was in Canada toward the later, you know, my 2 years there, you know, I kind of looked at it and said, you know, this might be a good avenue for me, you know. And I realized that, you know, it's a hard business. Football is one of the harder sports to stick in, and the life expectancy of a professional football player is not that long, you know. So, you know, there's always life after football. You start thinking about what you want to do in life and your career. So I knew I was coming to an end. I knew I didn't really want to pursue and play football, you know, any much longer. So, you know, I also thought about life after football, and, you know, I think this was the calling, and I kind of talked myself into it, and, you know, I realized that I love football that much, you know, and it's a great sport. I love being around it. It teaches so much life skills, so that, you know, I feel like I have a lot of experiences that I can share with kids.
You had a great career at the University of Hawaii playing for Coach Morrison and Coach Jones. How are they different when you're working for them as opposed to when you're playing for them?
Oh, good question. That's a great question. You know, you see two sides of the spectrum. When I was a player, you know, definitely you always wonder what the coaches are thinking of you, and you always always thinking in the back of your mind, you know, what does coach think today, or how does he think about this practice, how does he think, and you don't really get that much information as a player, you know. Sometimes, you know, you're wondering what the coach is thinking, but, you know, the coach's job is just always to keep you upbeat, no matter good or bad. I mean, you might have had the worst practice of the day, and you go to your dorm room or the locker room, and your head's down and things like that. But, you know, when you see coach in the afternoon meetings, you know, he's always has an upbeat, something positive to say, something to work on and to gain. And you know, that's one thing I realized. You know what I mean? No matter how the coaches are critiquing players and things like that, you know, at the end of the day, they have the kids' best interest at heart. And I realized that. You know, being a player and now being a coach, and being in the rooms with them and listening to them talk. That they really have the players' best interest at heart, and we're all human, we all make mistakes, you know, and things like that. So I know they're very positive with the kids and stuff, and I also remember him being very positive with us, you know, even though if we've lost and things like that. He turned back the film and say, you know, if we had this play, you know, things could have gone a lot differently, you know, but, you know, we're here now, and, you know, we can do much better. We have a chance to do this, and, you know, I just remember him encouraging us, so it brings back memories.
Coach Jones and Coach Morrison obviously have had a long track record with several very successful quarterbacks at Hawaii, for Coach Jones also in the NFL, before they got to SMU and here as well. How does on a day-to-day basis at practice, how does your role as a teacher differ from what they're telling the quarterbacks?
You know, they some of the quarterbacks, I talked to them about, you know, the little things, about the mechanics of the throwing, about how, you know, the feelings a quarterback can go through. I'm not too far removed from playing, so you know, I understand the psyche of some of the quarterbacks and how they're thinking and the players, and you know, I'm there to reaffirm and reassure them that, hey, you know, it's okay to make mistakes. This is probably why you made the mistake. You know, make them realize that and make them correct their problem in their head real quick. You know, think it over real quick and then drop it and move on to the next play. So. You know, they're busy. You know, they have a lot of things to manage. If I can help them, talk to a player here, make a comment here about what I saw, make a comment there about what I saw. You know, hopefully it goes a little bit with these kids, because I know Coach Morrison and Coach Jones and Coach Phillips, they have a lot of things to worry about. They have a lot of players to worry about. So, you know, my job is probably just to say something here or there, just to, you know, of what I saw from my perspective, and maybe what I would have done differently, or what I was looking at, and, you know, we can go to the film and you know, see what really happened.
Does the fact that you were on the field playing in this system give you any advantage or allow you to add anything to what they teach?
You know, I think so. Being from this system, this is a unique system. And I've been in it 11 years, and we all learned it from Miles Davis. He's the source of it. I learned it a little differently growing up at St. Louis High School, where I learned that the Ron Lee and Cal Lee. And you know, when I came to Hawaii, there was a lot of carryover. But there's some differences, you know, on how it was taught, how, you know, what to look for and things like that, and the game definitely got faster. So, you know, I took a lot of what I learned from my coaches in high school, and I brought it over with Coach Jones, and you know, I've been in it for 11 years, so it definitely brings an advantage. You know, knowing the system, knowing what works, what doesn't work, maybe what to try, maybe what to look for. You know, maybe to pick up things quicker, you know, and ways to manipulate, you know, coverages and use your eyes and things like that. So I have a background in that.
Has it changed a lot or evolved a lot since you played in it, or is it pretty much the same system that you're refreshing more than relearning?
No, you know, the game's always evolving. I think the game's always evolving. When I came here, definitely there's some carryover, but there's differences, you know, and I think that's the game of football. I mean, if you looked at a lot of the teams when I was playing, no one was in shotgun. No one in the NFL played shotgun. Everything was underneath the center. I think I took a lot of hit. I think I took a lot of hit that I was a shotgun quarterback. But you know, now that you look in the NFL, I mean, there's about 10 to 12 teams that take, you know, all shotgun snaps, and they're highly prolific offenses. They're putting up 4,000 to 5,000 yards a season, you know, like Drew Brees this past year. But you know, the game's evolving, and you know, it's no different here. I think you know, there's changes, and when I got here, I think I've been about 8 years removed from this offense. So definitely when I came back, there's change.